I feel like everything is set up perfectly for the Knicks to win the East. The Pacers, their kryptonite, will be missing their best player the whole year. Same goes for Boston. The real competition seems to be the Cavaliers, but the Knicks, low-key, over the last couple seasons have had their number. I would put Orlando right up there as well, but they feel too young. The Sixers, well, are the Sixers. My bet right now to win the East is the Knicks. Last year was such a weird season for the Knicks. Despite winning 51 games, there was constant negativity around the team because you see the talent, and at times it was like they should be better or they should be more consistent. The defense was all over the place. Mikal Bridges offensively was up and down. Just zero bench production. Tom Thibodeau was stuck in his ways, and at times, honestly, it felt like they weren't together as a team. Then they get into the playoffs. First round against the young, inexperienced Detroit Pistons, it was a dogfight. If they were legit, that series would have been easier. But then against Boston, you kind of saw the 2023-24 Knicks team show up, just finding a way to get it done, playing harder than the opposing team, and you're like, okay, everything's starting to come together. They were favorites against Indiana. The Knicks celebrity fan base was already booking tickets to the finals after beating Boston. Well, then they reverted back to the flawed team we saw most of the year. One thing was clear. Last season, they struggled when the expectations were high. This Knicks group feels at their best as underdogs. I wonder if that was instilled by their former head coach, and newly hired Mike Brown can bring out a different, more cohesive, confident team. One area I see Mike Brown helping is just making the offense more dynamic. Their defense is not good enough for them to run their offense like Jalen Brunson is Shea or prime James Harden. You can get away with it in the regular season, but deep into the playoffs, you saw them run into trouble because of that. When Jalen was on the court during the Indiana series, the Knicks' offense was actually worse. They looked better without him on the court. The advanced numbers back up the eye test. 115.3 offensive rating with him on versus 123.6 offensive rating without him. The assist percentage also went from 44% to 56%. Brunson put up numbers that series, but I thought he was bad for his standards. It's not all on him. That's how they played all season. That's all they knew. That was the Tom Thibodeau system in a nutshell. And Jalen Brunson was so great, they got away with it. I'm not saying they need some drastic overhaul. They just need more options and confidence in others in big moments just to take some pressure off of Brunson. If they succeed in doing that, I think you'll get a better version of Cat, and more importantly, a better version of Mikal Bridges. Mike Brown in 2023 with the Kings had a less talented roster as the number one offense in the league. Now he gets to take over an already gifted offense, top 5 last season in offensive rating. Don't be shocked if they are the best offense in the league, but this time, the eye test actually backs it up. Something to watch for is how much their pace changes. Mike Brown is known for having a high-paced offense. Well, last season, the Knicks were 26th in pace and 14th in fast break points per game. Overall, that's how I see them winning. I don't think they are the Thunder or the Rockets. A lot of the time, their offense, being so elite, will turn them into a good to great defense for stretches. I also think Mike Brown is not going to treat Josh Hart like LeBron freaking James. He's a tier 1 role player. When he's on top of his game, he can certainly have a star level impact. But also, when he's off, he can tank your lineup. But because he was playing 37.6 minutes per game, when he starts being trash, there were no other options last season. Also, he's a guy who plays hard every single minute. So you're pretty much guaranteeing that he will eventually gas out when it matters most in the playoffs. I mean, come on now. The treatment of Josh Hart was ridiculous. For instance, Alex Caruso played 19 minutes per game for the Thunder. Then come playoff time, the Thunder raised it up to 24 minutes per game. Josh Hart is too flawed to be a set starter every single game, to be guaranteed 30-plus minutes every single night. The overexposure made him a negative when in reality, he could steal you playoff games. I point you to the Philadelphia series 2 years ago and even the Boston series last season. I'm telling you, Tom Thibodeau's obsession with Josh Hart was hindering the development of Miles McBride. And because he was so set in his ways, he barely played McBride and Brunson together. The Knicks were way better with McBride on the court, eye test wise and numbers wise. The lineup of Brunson, McBride, Hart, OG, and Towns had a net rating of plus 32.9 over the season. They only played 84 minutes together during the regular season, though. The top two playoff lineups with McBride had a net rating of plus 28.8 and plus 37.5. Look at OKC, Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, Lou Dort. Miles McBride plays like them, and he can also shoot the three ball and do a little bit of everything. It's time to unleash him. I would like to see him get starter level minutes, and I think the Knicks front office, along with Mike Brown, are thinking the same thing, or else they would have just stuck with Thibs. Getting the most out of McBride can certainly help them improve as a team defensively. Adding Gershon Yabusele was a nice pickup. However, something to watch for is with the Sixers, he was strictly a 5 due to Embiid's health. He rarely was paired with him. I suspect with the Knicks, you see more of him at the 4. However, his best minutes last season was next to Tyrese Maxey as a center. I was impressed by his three-point progression. Started off the year as a low-volume three-point shooter. Sometimes would even pass them up. But by the end of the season, he was firing away at a nice volume, making him a very valuable stretch option for a big 3.9 attempts per game at 38% from 3. It's going to be nice to have either Gershon or Cat on the court at all times. Having shooters at that size can just put major stress on the defense. I think the Knicks, he'll be utilized at the 4 position more consistently, considering they have a very valuable backup big in Mitchell Robinson. That just wasn't the case with the Sixers. He was their best option at the 5. Andre Drummond was terrible. And you saw towards the end of the season, Gershon was having great minutes with Adam Bona. They played 137 minutes together, won their minutes, also had a plus 5 net rating, 123 offensive rating, 118 defensive rating with that duo on the floor, which is pretty crazy considering how poverty the Sixers were to end the year. I mean, they were trying to lose. Gershon also had some valuable minutes with Embiid during their little win streak in the middle of the year, so I think he was just more of a 5 with the Sixers because of circumstance. With the Knicks, you probably see him go back to the power forward position and have success next to Mitchell Robinson and Cat. I definitely like his fit next to Mitchell Robinson better than Cat because just like Cat, he struggles to protect the rim. He does provide major value as a hustle guy and offensive rebounder. For his size, I was impressed with his ability to guard the perimeter, graded B- as an isolation perimeter defender on Basketball Index. He's also a solid decision maker as well. Just a smart basketball player that can figure it out. And for a guy built like an NFL linebacker, he's consistently hustling and moving around. Would not be shocked at all if he became a fan favorite. Their other main addition is Jordan Clarkson. They simply just need him to be a better, more consistent version of Cam Payne. Can he be that at this point in his career? Certainly has potential and has been making strides as a playmaker the past couple seasons. Only problems I have with these additions is they help offensively, but both don't necessarily bring anything defensively, which was a main weakness for the team last season. So I think it's pretty clear this team is built off their offense. And then once that's humming and consistently scoring, then everything else gets going. Do you agree with my assessment that the Knicks are in a perfect spot to win the East? Let me know your thoughts below. Have yourself a great day and peace out.